The Collegian News, with news anchors Corey Aiken and Samantha Ruiz. This is your weekly webcast update.
The Collegian News is brought to you in part by the Dean of Students Office. Faculty are preparing to grade UTB President Juliet V. Garcia and Provost Alan Artebis.
And the SGA sets aside $500 for the spring luau. This and more coming after this.
The Dean of Students would like to remind you that the deadline to submit a nomination or application packet for the leadership ring is 4 p.m. Friday, March 1st. Applications are available at www.utb.edu/ring. For more information, contact the Dean of Students Office at 882-5141. Hello, UTB TSE students. Welcome back to the Collegian News. I'm Corey Aiken.
And I'm Samantha Reese, bringing you this week's top stories.
Next month, UTB TSE faculty members will evaluate the work of the university's president and provost, as well as their respective deans and chairs.
UTB TSE faculty will evaluate President Juliet V. Garcia and Provost Alan Artebis, as well as their respective deans and chairs, beginning in mid-March. The Faculty Senate met with Artebis February 15th to discuss the evaluations and other matters. Blanca Bauer, the university's Executive Director of Research, Planning, and Effectiveness, said the evaluations are a feedback mechanism.
This is really more of a chair and dean issue.
The provost told the Senate he knew there were some issues the leadership had raised with the president and himself in reference to Section 4C of House Bill 1000. Section 4C states, in recognition of the abolition of the University of Texas Pan American and the University of Texas at Brownsville, as authorized by this act, the Board of Regents shall facilitate the employment at the university created by this act of as many faculty and staff of the abolished universities as is prudent and practical. When Artebis asked the Faculty Senate if there were any issues it wanted to bring up, Faculty Senate Vice President Kevin Buckler motioned to go into executive session.
The motion that I'm making is to have UTB employees invited into this session.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second. Okay, all in favor of going into executive session with just UTB employees for the question and answer period with the provost, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, we're going to executive session. All non-UTB employees, please excuse yourself from the room.
This includes media.
Yep.
After the meeting, the Collegian asked Faculty Senate President Elizabeth Hayes and Artebis what was discussed in executive session. Both replied that they could not talk about it. Okay, and what happened during the executive meeting?
During executive session, we can't talk about it.
During the executive session?
Yes.
Well, that's why it's an executive session, because it's confidential. So.
For the Collegian News, this is Marlene Rodriguez.
Here with this week's City of Brownsville update is reporter Kayla Contreras.
The City of Brownsville will conduct elections May 11 for the City Commission Districts 3, 4, and LRHB. District 3 Commissioner Melissa Zamora told the Collegian Friday afternoon she will not seek re-election in order to focus on her family and career. Commissioners LRHB Rose Gown and District 4 John Villarreal said they will seek re-election. For the second consecutive time, the Commission tabled action on an ordinance that would allow a game arcade at 2804 South Mills Road. Comprehensive Planning Manager Ramiro Gonzalez told the Commission that staff researched whether there was a moratorium or not on gaming arcades.
We discovered that there was not a moratorium. There has never been a moratorium passed on arcades.
Commissioner Gowan told Gonzalez that she remembered that there was a moratorium passed on this item before.
I'm sorry. I recall, and Commissioner Zamora does as well, the previous commission, we did pass a moratorium, and then I remember it came back because another business wanted a permit, and at that time Chief Garcia came up to the podium and talked about blah blah blah, and I remember being told that the moratorium that we had previously passed expired. Yes. And if I'm not mistaken, we repassed it.
In other matters, Mayor Tony Martinez accepted a trophy and plaque on behalf of the city, which won first place in the mid-sized city category of the 2012 Healthy at HEB Community Challenge by earning 250,500 points.
The challenge itself required many entities to come together principals to put their school activities together and everything that was going on in the community. The fact that as a community we came together to show how Brownsville can make a healthy Brownsville a norm is really a big step forward.
For the Collegian News, this is Kayla Contreras.
Here's my co-anchor, Samantha Ruiz, with an update on Texas Southmost College.
Texas Southmost College President Lily Tercero announced grants of $300,000 from the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board and $50,000 from the Southern Education Foundation during last Thursday's Board of Trustees meeting. Tercero said the grants will be used to fund TSC's developmental education program. After the meeting, she told the Collegian the college is excited to receive the grants.
These funding sources are just a wonderful support for us, because I think it's a recognition that what we're proposing to do is something that the state believes should be done. And so for us, it's exciting to see that the vision that we have for this area is being supported by the state.
The Board of Trustees also announced the appointment of Arnold Trejo as the Director of Financial Aid and Angela Wolf as the Director of Educational Technology and Curricular Innovation. In other matters, Tercero announced the collaboration with the Brownsville Independent School District for the TSC Career and Technical Academy in Air Conditioning and Refrigeration Technology. This program will allow junior and senior BISD students to obtain 24 dual credit hours from TSC.
Just one of the academies that we'll be moving forward with. We have many more that we'll be bringing forth to you as we progress over the next several months.
She said the program will have between 25 and 35 students, including 20 from BISD. The academy will begin in fall 2013. A signing of the partnership with BISD will take place at 9 a.m. Tuesday in the International Technology, Education, and Commerce Center. For the Collegian News, this is Samantha Ruiz.
Samantha, what are some of the incidents reported to campus police this week?
Well, Corey, on February 5th, campus police told a student that someone witnessed a woman deflating the tires of his Mazda Miata. The student mentioned an incident he had earlier in which he was approached by a woman wanting to park in the same spot. He said the woman parked behind his car for 5 minutes while he was still inside and was yelling at him. The student said he did not confront the woman and went to class.
The Spring Break Luau, an event that teaches students how to celebrate the holiday safely, is getting financial support from the Student Government Association. Alex Rodriguez has the scoop.
During its meeting last Tuesday, the Senate approved Resolution 16, which allocates $500 to buy promotional materials for the Luau 2013 Save Spring Break event, scheduled March 6 at the Student Union.
The Luau in itself is not just about spring break, although it does focus on spring break because of the celebration nature of that week. We know that when students get into a celebration type of mind frame, they tend not to focus on some of the safety issues, particularly safety issues that come with the use of alcohol.
Mariscal said Student Health Services will present information on safe sex, and Mothers Against Drunk Driving will promote the use of designated drivers. SGA members will gather signatures of students who pledge to be responsible with the use of alcohol and practice safety during spring break and the rest of the semester. The event will also include games, music, and free fajita tacos for the first 600 students who signed the pledge for spring break safety. SGA advisor Heather Olage announced a March for the Future that will take place at 5 p.m. today from Tandy Hall to the Education and Business Complex. The event is part of the university's observance of African American History Month.
So we are encouraging students to come out, make a poster about what you're passionate for, what you want to see, and to join us as we march from Tandy to Salon Cassia.
For the Collegian News, this is Alex Rodriguez.
What's on the minds of students? Here's Alex Rodriguez with this week's segment of I Think.
The I Think question of the week is, how do you plan to celebrate Chado Days?
Well, I haven't gone to the Chado Days parades in a long time, so maybe I'll go watch with my family.
With my family, we're going to eat tamales, frijoles, Mexican food, traditional Mexican food, all the good stuff. Yeah. Trial days, my family's coming from upstate, coming down. We're gonna go to the parades. They're downtown. They get a good spot.
For the Collegian News, this is Alex Rodriguez.
In sports, the UTB TSC women's golf team finished in 8th place at the Claude Jacobs Invitational February 18th in Victoria. The men placed 9th.
That's all the news for this week. Thank you for joining us.
Don't forget to tune in next week for another edition of the Collegian News. Have a great day.